So what is up, amigos? Hope you're doing awesome. My name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. You know, there was a time when Vijay Devarakonda felt like an unstoppable force in Telugu cinema. His energy, his intensity, and the way he connected with the audience made many believe that he was here to stay as one of the top stars of his generation. But over the last few years, things haven't quite worked in his favor. Some of his film choices didn't land well. Some were outright flops like World Famous Lover and Liger. People started questioning his decision making. Was he getting bad advice? Or, as some fans speculate, were there people within the industry trying to pull him down by planting him into the wrong projects? Or his own not-so-media-savvy personality in terms of political correctness? Whatever the reason, Vijay seemed to be losing the race. That's why Kingdom wasn't just another movie for him and his fans. It was almost a make or break in the industry. This film was supposed to help him rise again and remind everyone that he is still a brilliant actor and a powerful screen presence, which I personally believe too, with Gowtam Tinnanuri of the Jersey fame directing the film and Anirudh composing the music, which was trending all over social media. It had all the right ingredients on paper to give Vijay that comeback moment. But is this really the answer to all those skeptics? Let's try to answer that question today. Now, before we start talking about the film, my sincere appeal and a reminder to subscribe to the channel. My next goal is 10k. For now, just taking small baby steps, slowly and steadily. Alright, let's get back to the film. Right from the beginning, Kingdom builds a grand atmosphere. The title card reveal itself is done in such a majestic way that it reminds you of something like a Bahubali. It has that similar animated story summary. The music in the background, especially that main BGM which we've all heard in the Instagram reels, completely takes over and breathes life into that moment. It makes you feel like something big is about to unfold. The story follows a constable named Suri who finds himself drawn into a much larger conflict tied to his past and to a deeply personal mission involving his estranged brother. Set during the 90s, the plot slowly unfolds through layers of espionage, smuggling, and identity as Suri navigates not just the external world but also his inner chaos. It blends elements of spy thrillers with emotional drama, creating a world that feels both intimate and large-scale. The cinematography here deserves special praise. The way the film captures the 90s period setting is so visually rich. You really feel like you've been transported into that era. The backdrops, the colors, the costumes, all of it feels authentic. And then you have the port sequences at Jaffna, Sri Lanka. Some of the FPV drone shots used there are technically superb. It shows that the filmmakers were trying something innovative and stylish. However, one of the biggest letdowns, I would say, is how underwhelming Vijay's entry scenes were. His first appearance in the film doesn't create any major impact, and even when he re-enters later as Suri, it still feels flat. These are moments where the audience usually expects fireworks, but here the build-up is there, yet the payoffs isn't strong enough. By the time the interval hits with a dramatic setup that's very much in the tone of Chhatrapati, you feel like the movie is heading towards something intense, something emotional. But again, like I spoke of the letdown earlier, there's a pattern that continues in several parts of the film. There is a solid emotional setup. You can see that the story wants to explore themes of brotherhood, sacrifice, betrayal, but somehow the scenes stop just short of becoming truly powerful. You keep waiting for that moment of elevation, the kind that gives you goosebumps, but it never quite comes. The second half especially feels a little disjointed. It starts to lose the balance between being a grounded drama and an emotional action film. As a result, what could have been a great film ends up feeling like a decent but incomplete one. And just when you think the film might end on a stronger note, it adds something that actually weakens it. The final narration voiceover. Instead of letting the emotional impact settle naturally, the film decides to explain everything to the audience in a very literal and obvious way. It almost feels like the film doesn't trust the viewer to understand the story on their own, and that kind of spoon-feeding feels jarring, especially after such a visually emotional tense climax. The voiceover pulls you out of the world that the movie had built and made the ending feel silly. It's one of those creative decisions that makes you wonder why the makers didn't just let the silence speak instead of forcing an unnecessary explanation. But still, there's no denying that the performances carry the film quite a bit. Vijay Devarakonda really gives his all in this one. You can see how committed he is, how much he wants this film to work. His eyes, his body language, everything speaks of someone who's trying really hard to reclaim that powerful image he once had. And then there's Satyadev, who delivers another solid and dependable performance. He brings both strength and sensitivity to the role, making him feel like the emotional backbone of the movie. These two actors really try to lift the film even when the script is not fully supporting them. On the other hand, Bhagyashri Borse barely gets any screen time. Her character doesn't have enough depth, and that feels like a missed opportunity, especially because she can have a strong screen presence. Now, one of the best things about Kingdom is definitely Anirudh Ravichander's music. His background score is powerful, emotional, and energetic. There are quite a few scenes that would have felt completely flat if not for his music lifting them. Anirudh is now becoming the kind of composer whose work doesn't just support the film, it actively improves it. His score creates tension, adds drama, and makes ordinary moments feel big. One thing you would notice though is the absence of the song Hridayam Lopala. It was used in the promotional material and was well liked, but it's missing from the final version of the film. Maybe the makers felt it didn't fit the pace of the story, but it was a good track, and including it could have helped Bhagyashri's character as well. Even a small montage would have added more emotional weight to her journey. In that sense, removing it feels like a loss. Now, in the end, Kingdom is a movie that shows potential but stops short of achieving greatness. It has strong visuals, excellent music, and two committed lead actors. The 90s backdrop is captured beautifully, the technical finesse is clearly visible, and the scale feels ambitious, but it misses those key emotional moments that would have made it unforgettable. Still, if you're a fan of Vijay Devarakonda, this film is worth watching, because even though it's not his best, it shows that he's still in the fight. He's hungry to prove himself again, and sometimes even if the film doesn't fully win, the performance alone is enough to remind you of the actor's potential. Kingdom may not rise as high as it aimed to, but it certainly doesn't fall either. It stays right there in the middle with flashes of brilliance that keep you engaged. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked this honest opinion, do like and share the video. If you have something to say, please do leave your thoughts in the comment sections below, or hit me up on my Insta handle or X. It's right here somewhere. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more such content. Thank you. Take care, stay awesome, and bye-bye.